last week. Today starts the 9-week series of workshops based on Sabin's book, The Three Gates of Enlightenment. And today we're going to look into what is the mind. When we meditate, we talk about the mind, but what is it really? The purpose of our meeting is really the same as before. It is to be a community of meditation practices. So today we're going to chant Taeeulju meditation together. We're going to see how to awaken our consciousness through breath, and we'll conduct transcendental meditation through Taeeulju mantra. And this series of workshop is based on Sabinim's lecture, which was conducted in 2016. Some of you might have participated in that lecture, or you might not have, but we will take a look at today the topic of the mind. The book has 5 chapters, and chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4 is divided into the first gate, second gate, and third gate. If you have a chance to visit Korea, if you visit any of the Buddhist temples, they're all located in beautiful mountains. And at the entrance, there'll be one gate. And after that, after you walk for about 30 minutes, there'll be another gate. And then after you walk about 30 minutes, there'll be third gate. And after third gate, you'll find a shrine. And those each gates is a place of disrobing your mind and trying to look into yourself more clearly. So today, we're going to try to see what do we mean by when we say mind. And the series of workshops, today we look into the mind. What is the mind? Next week, we're going to look into what is time. Third week, we're going to look into what is God. Fourth week, what is meditation? Fifth week, what is life? Sixth week, what is history? Seventh week, what is healing? Eighth week, what is salvation? Ninth week, what is enlightenment? So today we start with the base, which is the mind. And when we are trying to define the mind, it is important to understand the nature of heaven and earth. And this is a passage by Anunsan, His Holiness, the Taesang Jongdosanim. The human mind is the master of all spirits in heaven and earth. The human body is the house of yin and yang's creation transformation. Enlightenment is attained through one's own Tao of creation transformation. Do not think of being benevolent. Do not think of being malevolent. By forgetting my form, forgetting my existence, my flesh no longer exists. I do not exist. Nothing exists. I then penetrate the heavenly realm above and pierce the depth of the earth below. This is, in a sense, a very simple passage, but at the same time, has a very deep meaning. And if you get to this place of forgetting my form, forgetting my existence, and you really become one with the universe, one with heaven and earth. And this is a passage about experience. So when we get to that experience, it is a passage about describing what that experience is about. So hopefully we will be able to experience this part of meditation where we come to the place where we really forget our existence and become one with heaven and earth. But the question is, how do we do that? And what is the mind that could become one with all, become the master of all spirits of heaven and earth? In Dojon, it says, the center of heaven and earth is the mind. Therefore, heaven and earth is east, west, south, and north, and the human body all depend upon the mind. We're going to look very specifically about this passage today. Heavens east, west, south, and north, and how does the mind function at the center? What does it mean to say the mind is the center? So remember this passage, because this is the very passage that we will be studying in depth today. And once we understand that passage, then we can really start to understand the nature of the mind. If heaven provides meager rain and dew, whose inevitably arise in all lands. If earth employs meager water and soil in nurturing all life, whose inevitably arise in all life. If people are meager in their spreading of virtue, whose inevitably arise in all affairs. The provision of rain and dew by heaven, the employment of water and soil by earth, the spreading of virtue by people, these all depend upon the mind. The mind is the hinge, the gate, the pathway of the spirits. The spirits open and close the hinge, enter and leave through the gate, and come and go along the pathway. Sometimes spirits are benevolent, sometimes malevolent. If you emulate what is good, and if you reform what is wicked, your mind, the hinge, the gate, the pathway, will indeed be a fount of creation transformation greater than heaven and earth. When you read this passage, it kind of gives you an idea of what mind is. We'll specifically look into what does that mean. Like, does that mean if it says the provision of rain and dew by heaven depends upon the mind, then does that mean that I can use my mind to have the rain come? Like, oh, I'd like the rain to come. Can I use my mind and say, oh, the wind to blow? Let's have the wind to blow. But the point is, whether you want it or not, the world today, we say there's global warming. And we say, the scientists say, we are causing it. That is, human mind has made a reality where we are making global warming. So it might be strange to say our mind can make it rain and blow the wind, but in reality, it is really happening today. The global warming, according to scientists, is coming about because of the way humans behave. In that case, we need to ask the question, why do we behave that way that is causing the global warming? What is this nature of human mind that is making this global warming? Does that mean simply by fixing my mind, the global warming is not going to come? We really need to understand the nature of mind. In order to understand the nature of mind, we need to ask a deeper question. And the deeper question we need to ask is, first, we need to understand our mind. We need to really be aware of our mind. And that occurs when we meditate. When we meditate, we become aware of the mind. In regular times, we might not be aware of the mind. We just think things, but we might not be aware of the mind that is thinking. But when we meditate, we actually start to become aware of the mind. In that case, what is that mind thinking? What is the purpose of the mind? What do we mean by mind? The bigger question is, does the universe have a mind? Well, if we say universe has a mind, then does that mean universe is a person? Or we can ask a different question. When we say we have a mind, does that a definition of a person? Does only a person have a mind? It really depends on what we mean by the mind. I'm going to say if universe did not have a mind, I would not have a mind either. The fact that I have a mind is because universe has a mind. Because I'm the product of the universe. I'm the product of heaven and earth. I'm the product of my ancestry. I'm the product of my parents. And obviously my parents have a mind. And if heaven and earth did not have a mind, I would not have a mind. In that case, what is the mind of the universe? What is the mind of heaven and earth? We are going to look into that further today. And for now, I'm just simply going to say the sun, the moon, the stars, and the earth is the mind of the universe. And the mind of the universe, the nature of the universe is to give life. The mind only has one mind. I mean, the universe only has one mind, and that is to give life. But there's a qualifier. The qualifier is that the universe gives life in spring and gives death in autumn. But do not mistake the meaning of giving death in autumn. The death in autumn, the purpose of it is to give life. The mind of universe is only one mind. That mind is to give life. But in order to give life, the universe gives death in autumn. It's kind of strange to say it, and it probably doesn't really make any sense, but I will go further into that today. But the point is, I have a mind because the universe has a mind. The mind of the universe is simply one mind, is to give life. My mind is going to waver. I hope my mind is always like the mind of the universe, is to give life. But actually, my mind wavers. It becomes jealous. It becomes greedy. It might wish to take away life. But the mind of the universe is always one. The question is, how does my mind become one with the mind of the universe? Or let's try to define what mind is. In Korea, there is a very famous phrase in Buddhism, and it goes, mountain is mountain, river is river. But when I started to meditate, I realized mountain is not mountain, river is not river. But once I gained enlightenment, I realized that mountain is mountain and river is river. It's a famous one of those gungan from Buddhism, where you try to fix your mind into the phrase and you focus onto that phrase. And that is the process of meditation. But what does that mean? I mean, obviously, mountain is mountain and river is river. It was never not mountain and never not river. So when you start to meditate, why is mountain not mountain and river is not river? Well, it does not mean that when you start to meditate, mountain is not mountain and river is not river. The point is, already in my life, mountain is no longer mountain and river is not river. What does that mean? Well, let's say that I have a very close friend, and that friend went to the mountain and was eaten by a tiger. So I have a grief. So whenever I look at that mountain, I'm not looking at the mountain, but what am I looking at? The place where my friend died. So when I look at the river, I'm looking at my grief. I'm not really looking at my mountain. So at a certain point, when we look around the reality around us, I'm not really looking at a building per se, but I'm looking at my mind that had an experience of that building. When we were born, our mind simply looked at mountain as mountain and river as river. But as I have aged, mountain no longer becomes mountain because there's a memory attached to it. When I look at river, when as a young children, we've played in rivers. So when I look at river, it is no longer river, but it's my playground. So when I look at river, I'm not really looking at the river. What are you looking at? My playground of the youth. When we meditate, we're trying to heal this grief that is attached in my memory. So I'm not no longer looking at my mind that is associated with certain memories when I look at matters. So when I meditate, when I do a transcendental meditation with Taeeulju mantra, things will come into my mind. Those things that needs to be healed. Those memories that I'm associated with grief or happiness. As Tesabanim said, forget that is benevolent, forget that is malevolent, and be one with the universe. That is, we need to disassociate. Well, dissociation is not a really good word. We need to heal the memories that I have attached to my mind. So my mind really becomes one with the mind of the universe. And that is when mountain really is becoming a mountain, and when the river is really becoming a river. So it is really important to understand the nature of the mind. And my mind is really different from the mind of every other person because my personal experience is different. So when we say, what is the mind? It's really important to recognize that the nature of my mind is really different and unique. And I need to harvest that unique and experience. And I need to bring that experience into the mind of the universe. Once Taesang Jongdosanim told us that he went to elementary school, the first day of elementary school. And the teacher drew a cat on the board and said, this is a cat. The teacher drew a dog on the board and said, this is a dog. And our Taesang Jongdosanim, our teacher, went home and told his parents he's never going back to school. And his parents asked him, like, why don't you want to go back to school? And he said, well, the teacher is teaching me how to differentiate things. That's not what I want to learn. I want to learn how to unite things, how to see the world as one. It is very important to distinguish things, to differentiate things. That is how we learn. That is nature of human mind. But at a certain point, we need to realize that we need to see the world as one as well. And we really haven't learned how to do that. The school doesn't teach it. No one really teaches it. How do we see the world as one? How do we unite the world? And that is the point of meditation. That is the point of learning the mind of the universe. That is the point of learning my mind. So today, I want you to understand the focus of meditation is to really understand how to see the world as one. And I can only see the world as one when my mind has peeled up the layers and forget myself, forget my form, and become one with the universe. And how do we do that? That is the nature of meditation. First of all, we do need to understand what consciousness is. And that awareness comes through when we do the breathing. When we breathe consciously, we become aware of our consciousness that is doing the breathing. And it is very important to take a breath all the way down to where our kidneys, because that's where our water energy is. That's where our essence is. The essence of the universe, the essence of the spirit comes inside us to make us. So we really are born with the mind of the universe, but it gets corrupted through our experiences of life. We're going to peel that layer and see the true mind of the universe, which is the essence and spirit that we have received from the universe, the mind of the universe. So we need to circulate the water energy and fire energy in us. And the way that we do it is by understanding the earth energy in the middle. So we need to understand the earth energy in the middle that circulates the fire energy and water energy in our body. And that cycle needs to reverse. What does that mean? When we conduct our daily lives, we do it with passion. And that passion, that fire in our heart rises and the water sinks. When we meditate, we need to reverse that direction. We want the fire to come down and water to rise. And that experience of meditation is something that we have been doing since the time of the birth of our civilization. We have discovered something called Hongsan culture, which is about 6,000 years ago. And from that culture, we discover a place of worship as well as a burial places. And the most importantly, we discover statue of people meditating. We see goddess statues sitting and meditating. And the statue on the left, you can see this person is chanting. The meditation from the very beginning involved using our body as an instrument and using chanting to evoke our mind to be one with the mind of the universe. The sun, the moon, the stars, and the earth is made up of the vibration of the energy. And that vibration of energy have made my form. And using the vibration, the sound, I'm becoming one with the mind of the universe. And I am invoking the mind of the universe through the mantra. And that process of how to do it is written on what is called Cheonbugyeong, the scripture of heavenly code. It is made with 10 numbers, 1 through 10. And written as a symbol. And that symbol is really what makes the Korean flag. So what does that mean? Somebody says, "Oh, that looks like a Pepsi can." Well, yeah, yes, it does, I guess. It is the cycle of yin and yang coming together, or the cycle of water and fire. And the cycle permeates in every aspect of the culture of Korea. And it could be best represented by this diagram. One is the water, it is the source. It is winter, it is north, the color is black. It is the beginning, it is the origin. It is the yang energy, the birth of the yang energy. Two is the division. And when things divide, when things multiply, it is a summertime. Somebody might say, well, if it's winter, we need to go spring. So why isn't spring too? Why is it summer too? The point is, the element of the origin is that water and fire. The origin is the water, and the division is the fire. It is the energy of the summer, when things grow, it is when things dissipate. So 2 is the fire, it's the summer. It's the south. And our body is made up of that energy of water and fire. And as I said before, in our daily activities, fire energy rises and water energy sinks. When we meditate, it needs to circulate. And how does it circulate? It circulates through the 5 earth energy in the middle. And 5 earth energy in the middle is the mind. It is my mind. It is my mind that is meditating. It is my mind that is colored and shrouded with memories, but it is also my mind that has determined to cleanse that memory, to harvest that memory. And then obviously there's birth, there's spring. The energy is represented by number 3 because 3 represents the birth. 2 represents the division, but 3 is the birth. It's the child. So it is a spring, the color green, direction east, represented by tree energy. And then comes the autumn time, the fall time, the metal energy, the direction west, the autumn time. Through our meditation, I am bringing about harvest of my life. When I say heal my memory, when I say the mountain that has grief in me, I need to harvest that memory, become mine, and bring the autumn time, the harvest of my memories, who I am. And who does that? 5 in the middle, the mind in the middle. So meditation is the 5 in the middle. It is the mind in the middle. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter, morning, daytime, evening time, and nighttime is a cycle that occurs naturally. I am born, I grow, I mature, and I die. That's a cycle that occurs naturally. However, it's the 5 in the middle that gives harvest to that life, that gives meaning to that life. So in the morning time, I wake up. Why? Because yang energy permeates in me as well as outside of me. The sun is out. During daytime, I conduct my affairs by having a relationship with people. I expand my energy. I conduct daily activities. It is a time of fire energy. Comes evening time, I come back home. Evening time is the time of returning to the origin, coming back to the root of my mind. And what do? I harvest my day. Or in the cycle of life, I harvest my life. I'm born, I grow up, evening of my life, or maturity of my life, I harvest my life. And I go into rest. That is, when I say the mind of the universe is to give life, but to be more specific, to become a quantifier, it gives life in the spring, but gives death in the autumn. Unless there's death in the autumn, there is no life. Without spring, summer, autumn, and winter, there is no life. So the mind of the universe is to give life, but to give life, there is death in autumn. That is, there is the time of harvest in autumn. And the identity, the owner, the ruler of the harvest is the 5 in the middle. It is my mind. That becomes one with the mind of the universe. And that mind of the universe is number 10. So 1 plus 5 is 6, 3 plus 5 is 8, 2 plus 5 is 7, 4 plus 5 is 9, 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 is the humanity's mind coming together with the mind of the universe. When we attain 15, that is the place where we become one with the mind of the universe. And the mind of the universe is to give life. But to give life, it brings autumn. And autumn is the place where I harvest my mind. And that harvest takes place when I meditate. So when you meditate for at least 30 minutes or longer, you will find that things come to your mind, things that you have never thought about before. Emotions that is sad or emotions that is happy. Whether it is happy or sad, you let it come, you recognize, and you let it go. And who's doing that? Your mind, the five in the middle, the earth energy. The earth energy is the mind that you have. But sometimes the mind shifts to the water in number one, the mind shifts to fire, but you need to bring it back to the five in the middle. It needs to be the middle. The mind needs to be the middle. Could the mind be three? Yes. Could the mind be four? Yes. But you need to bring it back to five in the middle. The five mind in the middle is the one that is meditating, that is bringing harvest to my mind. So the purpose of meditation is to be one with the mind of the universe. And what is the mind of the universe? It is a process of birth, growth, harvest, and rest. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Morning, noon, evening, night. East, south, west, north. Remember the passage we looked at before? The mind of the universe is east, south, west, and north. That comes into my body. It becomes my liver, heart, lung, and kidney. As an element, we express as tree element, fire element, metal element, water element. As a season, we look at spring, summer, autumn, and winter. We categorize it as spring, summer, autumn, and winter. But in the end, it really is one thing. Our mind is categorizing things because we need to recognize it. We need to learn it. We need to understand it. But in the end, we need to recognize it as one thing. The purpose of all of that is the universe giving life. And my mind needs to become one with the mind of the universe. And it is taught as origination, proliferation, benefit, and firmness in I Ching. It is taught as generosity, propriety, justice, and wisdom in Confucianism. It is taught as release, dispersion, spirit, and Tao in Taoism. But it's really the same principle. It is the mind of the universe. And meditation is a process of our mind becoming one with the mind of the universe. The way to meditate is first, it's important to offer a water bowl. Any bowl will do, but once you decide that this ball is the ball that you're going to use as a meditation, you shouldn't really use it for something else. You put water into it, and when you meditate, let it become your focus point. We've done testing where we used one water ball that we meditated with, and then another water, it's the same source, we received water, but one with meditation, the other doesn't. We sent it to a person who wrote the book, Message from Water, and he took picture and he posted on his book. So left is the one that we meditated with, the right we didn't. And after meditation, we should drink this water. It's the healthiest water in the world. And the meditation that we're going to do is called Taeeulju mantra meditation. And it's really important that you understand that Taeeulju has a very special meaning. And that special meaning is that it resolved all hindrances. Why? Because it's calling upon the mind of the universe. Taeeulju mantra is the medicine. Why? Because through that, we're absolving all grief and hindrances and all memories that's blocking us. All those thoughts will come into you. When it does, recognize and let it go. Every hindrances, every pain, and every grief will come into your mind because it is already in your mind. Let it come, recognize, and you're going to let it go. And Taeeulju mantra is going to help you do that because it is the medicine. Taeeulju mantra is the of the universe. It is the place of comfort. It is the place of the origin. It is the place of the birth as well as the place that we are returning back to. It is the place of the origin. So by returning back to the origin, we're peeling the layers of grief, the emotions, the hindrances that's hindering us, the pains that's giving us. We're letting it go. Whenever it comes to you, recognize and let it go. Taeeulju mantra is the holiest mantra. I am bringing myself into my holy space. I'm taking my mind into my holy place. Taeeulju mantra vanquishes all illnesses because it's letting go of my pains. Taeeulju mantra is the wish-fulfilling mantra. The wish-fulfilling mantra is the Taeeulju mantra. It is the mantra that brings me to be one with the mind of the universe. And as soon as it occurs, then all things will come to me. My wishes. It's like the genie. It's like the pearl that dragon has. It fulfills my wishes. Because there is no more hindrances in my mind. My mind is open to the treasure of the universe. Now is the time of drastic transformation when the cosmic seasons change from the summertime to autumn time, and I am the five in the middle. Remember that. I am the bringing harvest in this time of change of cosmic season. And Taeeulju mantra is invoking Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun of the 7 stars. So we're receiving energy from the 7 stars. Taeeulju mantra has a sound hum. When you sound hum, remember the vibration hum, hum. The vibration hum is the mind of the universe. The mind of the universe, if we could express it with one word, we can express it by the sound hum. When I sound hum, I'm vibrating into the mind of the universe. It is the mind of the universe that is giving life. Hum is the sound that gives life. And chi is the way of saying hum respectfully. It's like saying sir. So when I say hum chi, I'm saying hum with the greatest respect. Hum chi. Hum chi. And who am I saying it to? Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun. Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun is the origin. It is the root. It is the mind of the universe that is giving birth. The mind of the universe is always gives life. So Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun is the mind of the universe. It is the origin of the universe. It is where life is coming from. And as we peel our grief, as we wash away the blocks that is blocking my mind, so I could become one with the universe. When I enter the mind of the universe, I enter the place of Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun. And hum chi is the sound that is taking me there. Hum chi, Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun. Remember, hum is the mind of the universe. Hum chi is the way of saying it respectfully. Hum ni cha dore, hum ni am ni sapa is saying it more respectfully. Though in the most respectful way, I'm calling upon hum. Hum ni cha dore, hum ni am ni sapa. Hum chi, I calling upon whom the most respectful way. Hum chi. Taeilcheon Sangwon-gun is the mind of the universe. the origin of the universe. Hum is a way of saying the mind of the universe. Humni chadore, humni amnisapa is the way of expressing that mind of the universe in the most respectful way. So when we chant Taeeulju mantra, we say humchi, humchi, Taeulchon Sangwon. Then we take a deep breath all the way down to my kidney, because you want the water energy from your kidney to rise. Your earth energy is bringing the water energy from the kidney. Umni chia dure umni amni sapa. Then you take another deep breath. umchi 델전 상원. You take a deep breath. umni치 아두레 um니 안니 사파. You take a deep breath. um치 델전 상원. You take a deep breath. umni치 아두레 um니 안니 사파. As you chant every time, Gandhi said, chanting a mantra is like riding a bicycle. You say the same words over and over, but each time as you cycle the pedal, you're going forward. With each chanting of Taeeulju, you are cleansing your mind and going closer and closer to the mind of the universe, the mind that is giving life. The purpose of the mind of the universe is to give life. And I'm becoming one with that life, one with that mind. And hum is one word expression of that mind of the universe. Taeulchon Sangwon-gun is that origin of the mind, the place of the mind. Humni chadre humnyamisapa is the proclamation that I'm going towards that mind. So we will meditate together for about 20 minutes. When you are meditating at your own space, you should try to do at least for about 30 minutes, because it takes about 30 minutes to really settle down. But today we're going to do it together. And when we chant together, you're going to find that really energy comes together, so it becomes more powerful meditation. So that's why we have a meditation session together on Sundays, because when we meditate together, you'll find that it really becomes a more powerful session. And I'm going to play Sabanim's Taeeulju mantra, so you listen to it and follow along. Okay, you listen to it and follow along. It is very important to keep your back straight. Doesn't matter whether you're sitting on the floor or you can be sitting on the mattress, but the key point is to keep your back straight, because your back spine is the highway for the water energy to rise up. So we'll chant Taeeulju mantra for about 20 minutes together. Listen to the tape, chant along.
humchi humchi Taeeulchon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni sapa. humchi humchi Taeeulchon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni sapa. humchi humchi Taeeulchon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni sapa. humchi humchi Taeeulchon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni sapa. humchi humchi Taeeulchon Sangwon-gun humni chiya dore humni hamni sapa. 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 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 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 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 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파 훔치 훔치 태울천 상원군 훔니 취야 도래 훔니 함니 사파
Open your eyes when you're ready. I guess now it's in evening time. If possible, please turn your video on so we could say hello. A lot of things that I've said today are the kind of things that you really need to experience for it to really make sense. I kind of spoke it as a principle, and obviously it's something that's occurring in nature. Obviously, there's spring, summer, autumn, and winter, morning, afternoon, evening, and nighttime. But at the same time, to really understand the nature of mind, it's something that you need to really experience it in your meditation. That is, once you start really truly going into meditation, you will experience things that come up into your mind as you meditate. As I said before, as it comes, let it come, recognize it, and then let it go. Let it come, recognize it, and let it go. And with each process, you're cleansing your mind, and you're going one step forward towards the mind of the universe that gives life, that wants to give life, that is everlastingly giving life and healing. I thank you all for participating today. If you have any questions, comments, please ask me or speak to me. Sleaze, how was today?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you since your mic is off.
Oh, I don't know how to put it back on. No, I really liked it. It was very, very calming, and there's something nice about the air and the light outside. It's really very peaceful.
Good.
If you can hear me, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank
Can
you.
hear you very clearly.
Thank you, Master Kim.
And your voice sounds very relaxing too.
Yeah, I feel really relaxed, and I love
Good.
the light that came in through the windows, the
Good.
doors. Such beautiful light. You were talking about light. I like what you said about the universe. Its job is to give the light, but it has to also end to give the light.
Okay.
There's something there to think about. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm sorry I don't know how to use this 100%.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was biopsy. I remember sentence that you said you're gonna go doctor and get a biopsy about your cancer thing.
Oh, no, that's not her. That's Joyce.
Oh, that's not her. I'm confused. Sorry.
Yeah, Joyce. That was Joyce. No. Yes, Joyce said she did biopsy and it turned out to be fine. So she's fine. But I think she's still.
That's great. Good news.
Yeah, I think she's still resting. So she's not here today. And John, how are you?
Thank you. Very well.
I saw you in the afternoon.
Yes. Yes, I enjoyed your talk. It gives the meditating a little more meaning when you're aware, your awareness of the universe, the heaven and earth, and the planet. And I think it helps for to be one with the universe. So there's more of a connection, and I thank you for that talk.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining. We'll look more deeply into it because when we really try to see what time means, it really is the cycle of the universe. We'll look more deeply into the principle next time as well. And Madeline, how are you?
Hello. Hi. I'm sorry I didn't make it for the lecture. I was on the road driving from.
Beautiful sunny outside.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. But I caught the meditation. I was coming back from Half Moon Bay and too much going on in the car, but then I was able to get here and meditate with you. Great. So I would love to know if you're letting us review the lectures that you do, the teachings.
I'm going to try to put a YouTube recording.
Okay.
if it's available. So I'll try to do that.
They're always so amazing. And I would love to hear what you said today.
Beautiful
Thank
summer.
you.
Well, thanks for joining for meditation.
Thank you.
And other people who are here, I guess they left since the time is up. Again, I thank you all for joining us, and for next 9 weeks, including this week, we'll look into more of the fundamentals and principle of the universe and what it means to be meditating in understanding that principle. I thank you all for joining us, and I shall see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Celeste.
Bye, Celeste.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Cheonbugyeong